Hey everybody, Glenn Tompkins here from the VectorVest YouTube channel. Always glad to bring these videos out to you. So, folks, I've got some news that could rock the meme world that nobody's talking about yet. I had to find this information on Reddit, and it's still a developing story, but I still wanted to bring it to you as soon as I possibly could. If you want to know what this Blockbuster news is all about, you sit right there. Hey everybody, Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here from VectorVest. Always love to bring these videos for you, and today is especially so because this could be blockbuster news that nobody on mainstream media is talking about yet. And as I mentioned, I had to go find this all out through the Reddit pages. Before we get started, if you're brand new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. That interaction helps to get this video out to as many people as possible, and of course hit the bell icon so that you will be alerted to any new content that comes out when it comes out. So the news that I'm talking about today, we're going to get into it, is AMC. So I own AMC, I own GME, I am part of this Reddit world on a small level because I still think that these could be trades of a lifetime, especially knowing what's going on behind the scenes with a lot of shares that are out there that are not really out there. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. So I'm going to start off. I got this from Reddit. I couldn't find any news on it anywhere in all of the other resources that I use to find news on stories that I do here on YouTube. So what happened, it seems like AMC sold some bonds to Silver Lake, a hedge fund, to raise capital. That's what you sell bonds for. You're not using your stock's price and selling stock. You're actually selling debt, or you're selling bonds. So they sold a lot of bonds to Silver Lake for 2024 expiration. All right. But as a bondholder, why do I buy the bond? Because I'm guaranteed that I'm going to get my money back along with a little bit of an interest. So what happened is AMC said, well, instead of doing it for 2024, let's spread it out to 2026. And for that, we're going to bump your interest from 2% to, I think, about 5%. Silver Lake said, sure, we'll do that. So they extended the term of the loan. They kept all of the money. The money was raised as capital that they could use to put in their hands to do whatever they needed to do. But by 2026, they have to be able to turn in, give them all of their money back with the small interest. But Silver Lake said, you know something? I can use this money, cash it all out, make a lot of money, and be good to go, and actually maybe join on board with everybody else to short them to push the price down. All right, so they did. They made a lot of money on closing out of their bonds early. All right, and that's that. AMC kept all of the money that they raised from the bonds. That was that. Good to go. They sold, but if they would have held on to it, they would have made a lot more money than what they sold for early on in the trade. All right, that's neither here nor there, but that was done. Now, after that happened, the 2024 bonds were still out there in the market, even though they moved them out to 2026. Now, keep in mind, as I mentioned, this is a developing story. As I get more facts that I can corroborate, I will do another video on this. But this is what I'm working with right now. So if anybody is going to beat me up about the D&D, go right on ahead. I'm telling you that this is a developing story, and I am getting more information. But this happened yesterday, so I wanted to bring it to the forefront as soon as I could. So these bonds, the 2024 bonds, were still out there. And what's happening is that a lot of hedge funds out there are using that as a mechanism to try to get more shares to be able to sell short, which is interesting because there's a lot of short people out there, not short people in stature, but short as far as shorting the drive, AMC, GME, which are the two big meme stocks, down. But it's making it harder and harder for them to find stocks to sell short. So this article that I got talked about what Aaron did. Adam Aaron yesterday, did a filing request to withdraw the registration statement on Form S3. So those 2024s that are out there that hedge funds could say, hey, I can make some shares out of this to short from, Adam Aaron said, no. we're going to withdraw those. So I wanted to look and see what the S3 was all about. I went out to Investopedia. Form S3, companies looking to use the S3 must have satisfied all reporting requirements from the Securities Exchange Act from 1934, blah, blah, blah. This follows the assumption that companies seeking to register may have some form of security filed with SN. Blah, 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 blah. Key takeaways. The S3 form is a regulatory file that provides simplified reporting for issuers of registered securities. An S3 filing is utilized when a company wishes to raise capital, usually as a secondary offering after its initial public offering has already occurred. So they're taking, from what I can tell, he's taking off the 2024 offerings of the bonds that were still out there, even though they were extended out. And you know something, people are going to have to bring up some money to close out of those. Another thing about AMC is now designated by the New York Stock Exchange as a threshold security. In short, threshold securities are those which fail to deliver on the shares that are out there. So what does this mean for AMC? It shows that this is a way to go find out what shares out there that may not be real. Both these, proposed naked shorting, selling stock short shares that haven't been registered as borrowed. Instead, they puff into existence as derivatives. In turn, this increases the volume of tradable shares visible to the brokerage app users as regular stocks. There's a lot of volume going on these shares, whether it's AMC, whether it's GME, and a lot of it is saying that these are derivatives, these are naked shorts. There's a lot of bad things that is going on out there, and this is a way, by putting this stock on this list, to try to find out what those shares are. Both of these ingredients are strongly believed to have manifested themselves acutely in the form of phantom shares, resulting in 359 million worth of GME shares failing to deliver FTD. They accounted for over 1 million GME shares that got lost in transit. So not only is this about AMC, but GME, because these are the two biggest heavily shorted stocks as far as the Wall Street bets world is concerned. All right, so putting that, they're taking these bonds off and people are going to have to cover those bonds. Putting this stock on that list to show where these phantom shares are is the hype behind what's going on with AMC and GME as far as the price to go higher. A lot of people out there feel that this is a whole lot of poppycock, that this is a whole bunch of bullcrap, that this is just yap, 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 yap. And you know something? For many of you, if you don't wish to play in this arena, don't. But the news is out there, and I think it's our job as YouTube providers to let you know what's going on for those people who want to know. Another thing, big thing about all of these phantom shares and failure to deliver, Robinhood just got fined $70 million. There it is. Paid $70 million to the Financial Industry Regulation Authority in order to settle a slew of alleged infractions that include distributing false and misleading information to its customers, failed due diligence on its approval of options accounts for novice traders, and that's always been my thing, that it's going to be the new investors that get hit the most in this, because they're putting all of their money into the AMC, into the GME to make a lot of money, and if this doesn't all come to fruition, those are the people that are going to be caught holding the bag. But on the other hand, if everything that we talk about, whether it's GME or AMC in the background, all of the things that are going on in the background, and the prices raised to what people think that it should raise, these could be swan events on both GME and AMC. And that's why a lot of people are in playing in this game. And if you still are not in this game yet and you want to get in, I'm going to say, put only what you're comfortable possibly losing in. All right, just keep that in mind, because you know something, big money's got big power and can do a lot of things to keep from losing a ton of money. And they're doing it now. They're holding down the stock's price as best they can without having to come full force and deliver on these shares that are out there that nobody can find. So I'm putting that out there as well. These really could be swan events, but the SEC has got to do its job, the FTCC, the DTC, all of these alphabet companies have to step up to the plate and hold people accountable for what they're doing if what they're doing is wrong. All right, so now I'm going to flip this over a little bit. Let's talk about what's going on in the world of movies. Fast and Furious, $70 million opening, raising box office spirit. So there's a lot of blockbuster movies that are coming out this year that weren't able to come out due to COVID-19 restrictions. Theaters are opening up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's going to help AMC. All right, both on the East Coast and the West Coast, the two biggest markets, New York, California, they're opening up. There's a lot of great movies coming out. That should bode well for AMC. My only other side of that is streaming has bitten big time into box office or movies. So why will this help? Because people still like to watch the big screen, go out, eat the popcorn, all that kind of stuff, spend time with the loved one, whether it's a significant other or family. So there is some sense of, for lack of a better word, nostalgia to go to a big screen. But a lot of people are getting more comfortable. The newer generation, the younger generation is becoming more comfortable sitting at home in their pajamas to watch a stream of a movie at home. So there's a little bit of a balance there. I still think that there's more older people in the world than younger people in the world. That's just my thinking. So that movies still have their place in their time, and the world coming out of the pandemic can bode well for AMC. So folks, I'm not looking at the stock today on the screen. I wanted to give you the news of what's going on. That Bond story, and again, I'm shocked that it's not out on mainstream media yet. Not at all. I had to find all of this through Reddit, not on anything. So I'm thinking that it's going to come out soon, but at least you heard it here first before it came out on mainstream media. Share this information out there to all your friends. Let them know what we're doing over here at VectorVest, and we're keeping your best interest in mind for those people who are in this arena. Keep in mind, this is still speculative playing on stocks. Just keep that in mind. If that's not your arena, then you stay out of the game. You find the stocks that fit you. But if you're willing to take a little bit of a challenge or some safety out of the picture on some of these stocks, then these are two stocks to keep your eyes on. Patrick has done a lot of work on GME. I'm working on AMC. So until the next time, folks, this video is over. Until the next time, see ya.